no idea. Welcome to Ranger Reviews, a website you look at episodes of the TV show Power Rangers and then discuss them. Today we're exploring the 23rd episode of the show Power Rangers Lightspeed Rescue, as well as the 361st episode overall, titled Yesterday Again. We begin this episode with Carter flying around in this new vehicle, and he's communicating with Miss Fairweather, who tells him what to do, and then suddenly he loses control, having to eject as he's going down. He lands on the ground, but apparently it was all a simulation. He takes off his helmet and Joel walks over with Miss Fairweather. It was very intense apparently. Joel advises that he'll eventually get the hang of it, and Miss Fairweather says tomorrow he has to fly the real mobile armored vehicle, apparently, for whatever arbitrary reason. Joel says Carter will be ready. In the galley later, Chad asks Joel if Carter is going to be ready for his first real flight. Joel says probably. Carter walks in sitting down. Dana then laughs at some joke in the newspaper. Why did the hot dog put on a sweater? Because it was a chili dog. She thinks this is absolutely hilarious because Dana is literally the worst. Kelsey shows up on skates and she rolls right into someone who knocks oatmeal onto the floor. This dude just gives her the towel then to clean it up. Alright. Joel and Carter leave. In the bay, Miss Fairweather is telling Carter how they're monitoring everything until he gets back, and Joel advises him to go easy until he can get the hang of it. Carter goes into the mobile armored vehicle morphing. He gets ready to go, giving a thumbs up, and then he lays down in a really dumb way that I kinda love. He gets ready to take off, and step by step he finally goes, somehow flying out of the top of the Zord Bay. I don't think that makes sense. Anyways, all systems are go, and Miss Fairweather says that he's doing great. Then, a tiny explosion and the engine is malfunctioned. Miss Fairweather tells Carter to find a place to land. He takes her down. Then suddenly, alarms are going off. Monster attack in the city. It's with Olympia, so the other four Morph Rangers flip in, but they're immediately swarmed by batlings. Carter has landed, and he puts his jacket into a tree, for no reason, walking back over to the mobile armored vehicle. He has tools and stuff looking at the engines. We're legit hearing sound effects from Turbo right now, by the way. Chad uses his battle booster with 845 to punch some batlings around, and Dana's getting beat pretty badly. Carter hears that they need help, so he morphs again and he tries to get the mobile armored vehicle to go, but nope. He's seeing the fight on a monitor. Then the engines work somehow and he lifts off. He goes, and Carter's jacket flies off of the tree. The Rangers are cornered, so Chad calls for the rescue bird, and Miss Fairweather wonders where Carter is. His engines are still misfiring. Then, as the rescue bird gets close, Olympius uses a device to get it and pulls it toward him. The monster fires on them, and they wonder where Carter is. Olympius points the unilaser at them. Carter's trying to get there, but he can't get enough speed. Olympius fires on them, hitting them down, and the four are knocked out and or are dead. Carter is having a really bad time, but then... negatives! He's freaking out, and suddenly, he's taking his helmet off. He's back to when the simulation ended earlier. Joel is like, dude, calm down. Tomorrow, you're gonna have to fly the real thing. We went back in time. Somehow. Joel and Carter walk away, and Carter's very confused. We then see him sleeping in confusion, dreaming about how the Rangers died because of him. He wakes up in a panic. In the morning, we're back to the same galley scene from before. Yep, here we go. Carter comes in and Dana tells the same joke. This time Carter knows that it's a chili dog and he's like, you said this yesterday. Dana says, no, this is from today's paper. He checks it out. Kelsey then shows up and Carter knows what's going to happen, grabbing the oatmeal before Kelsey hits it. Dun dun dun. Joel and Carter are going so that Carter can take off again. Here we go. Carter's even saying what the others are saying as they say it, and Carter's like, so since yesterday's simulation, I kind of had this feeling that I'd lived this day before. And Miss Fairweather's like, well, simulations can be very disorienting, so just like stay focused, you're fine. Bad advice. Carter takes off again, and once again his engines malfunction. Miss Fairweather tells him to land again, so he does. Carter gets out, takes off his helmet, looking around. He then gets beeped, being told to check the power circuits. He goes to the back of the mobile armored vehicle again and looks around, but he sees his jacket from yesterday? He runs over getting it. He remembers the crash yesterday. He realizes that wasn't a simulation. He went back in time. How? Kelsey calls for his help and Carter tells Miss Fairweather to stop the Rangers and call them back. But Miss Fairweather doesn't hear any of this. She tells everyone that she's maxed out their battle boosters, so go for it. They're fighting and losing again, and Olympius takes Chad's battle booster. Carter is screaming for them to not call on the rescue bird, so he knows he has to get there before they can call for it. He takes off again somehow. Joel gets titty slapped by Olympius, and yeah, they're not doing great again. Chad calls for the rescue bird again, and Olympius gets it with his laser thing again, bringing it over. He has it, and the monster eggs Olympius on. But then he's fired on by Carter, who hasn't died this time in the mobile armored vehicle. The monster runs away as Carter fires missiles, but he misses every time, like Jesus. He fires more, hitting the monster. He also knocks down Olympius. Carter's amazing at flying now for no reason, although could it really be that hard for someone who just piloted themselves into space a couple weeks ago? Olympius takes off, following Carter in the air, firing on him. He's chasing him and they're going over a mountainous area, so Carter goes into hyperspeed, going fast and leaving Olympius in the dust, who just falls to the ground. Carter just leaves him alone despite being able to probably kill him right now and then, but he ends up just showing up where the other Rangers are. Kelsey wonders what would have happened if Carter hadn't showed up, but LOL, they probably would have died. Jinxer makes Mantival, this random monster, giant, so they call it the Omega Megazord, forming it. They do their spear attack immediately, but Mantival tosses a sickle at them. They say he's too strong for them, so they need more Megazord power. They call out the Lightspeed Solar Zord and the Super Train Megazord, which feels like severe overkill. They fire on him with legitimately everything they've got, and Mantival explodes. Damn, guys. In the Skull Cavern, Olympius apologizes to Banshira, and he tries to explain what happened, and Banshira tells him to shut up and leave. In the Aqua Base, Carter is talking to Miss Fairweather, and she says everything has been fixed, so he should be fine. The other Rangers show up, and they congratulate Carter on being so good at flying now. They even give him a cowboy hat like Joel, and it actually fits Carter pretty well. The end. This episode is, well, it makes no sense. Was there a time loop? I legit don't know. There's usually a rule of threes there in storytelling, but this was just one weird repeat, and that was it. Also, mobile armored vehicle. It's not a very good name for something. Not really catchy. It's pretty rough. It's good to see more Carter, though, because he's a damn good ranger, but this episode ain't it. Next time, Pollen. But until then, may the power protect you.